eat food, right? Constantly.
I love it. Donuts.
No donuts, no pizza today.
Okay, ice
Alright,
cream.
so we're gonna talk this part of the food that we eat. Everything that we eat have chemicals in it, right? So as we eat those food, we learned about it last week, that we chew them, we digest them, and we get something called as nutrients out of every food that we eat, be it pizza, donuts, or the cupcakes that we are gonna eat. So what are the nutrients that we eat through our food called? There are different nutrients. One of them I didn't write up here, but most of the nutrients that we eat from our food either gives us carbohydrates. Can everyone say carbohydrates?
I love that.
It can be fat, protein, vitamins, minerals. But the most important nutrient that we are missing is water. No, potassium is a mineral. Okay, so these are the nutrients that we normally consume. These are the 6 nutrients that we normally consume. Now, from the test that we gave just a few minutes ago, there was a question that asked, what is the organ that we talked that stores these nutrients once we eat the food, goes down the esophagus, goes into your stomach? Liver. Not pancreas, okay? Pancreas only secrete insulin. So all the good nutrients get stored, mainly fat gets stored in the liver. Now, which is the most important nutrient among these 6 nutrients that I have listed? Which is the most important nutrient? Not fat, it's not fat.
The bad carbohydrates?
No, no, it's not the bad carbohydrates. What do you think, Shiloh?
The delicious
Among carbohydrates, fat, protein, vitamins, or vitamins, minerals, and water, which one is the best, which is the most important that you need for your body?
Vitamin? Water.
Who said water?
I did.
That's the right answer. That is your right answer, actually. Okay? Water is the most important nutrient, no matter how much carbohydrates you eat, protein you eat, fat you eat, vitamins or minerals. If you have no water, there's not going to be absorption, there's not going to be any hydration for any of your cells in your body. Okay, so the most important nutrient is water. Do you know how much % of your body is made out of water?
Like
Like
50%.
80%.
Maya,
60.
60%. So
60.
60% of your
I told her before that, so.
60% of your body is
Oh, you
made
forgot
out
the
of
top on
water.
the other side.
60% of your body is made of water. Okay, so this is the most important part of your body. How much water should you drink in a day?
8.
Lorian? 3 liters, okay. 8 cups of water, minimum 8 cups of water. That water cannot be replaced by Coke, cannot be replaced by any sugary drinks. Just plain water. You need 8 glasses of water, 8 glasses of water each day, because your cells need them and every organ of your body needs them, okay? You cannot replace water with what is called carbonated drinks. You cannot replace it with any fruit juices. No, water in its plain form, okay? 8 ounces of water, 8 glasses of water.
What about
Now, starting with the first nutrient. So we're gonna go with every nutrient, okay? So the first nutrient that we're gonna talk about is carbohydrate. Can anyone give me an example of carbohydrates? A lot of pictures up here.
delicious carbohydrates?
Delicious carbohydrates, yes. You ate that for breakfast, one of them.
I did.
What? Scarlett?
She was saying pasta.
Pasta? Pasta, yes. Pasta is one of them, yes. What did you eat for breakfast, Rian?
Bread.
Carbohydrate, yes. Carbohydrate.
Cereal?
What else?
The cereal count
Which one?
Does cereal count?
Cereal, yeah.
Cereal got here.
Bagel, yes.
Cookies.
What else?
Cookies. Cupcakes.
Abby, what do you think? Give me an example of a carbohydrate.
I was raised my hand. I was just putting it up to the
Okay.
ceiling.
But think about a carbohydrate. Adrian, can you think about a carbohydrate?
Something
everything that we eat for Thanksgiving.
Turkey.
Turkey.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Potatoes are the big source of carbohydrate. And there are two types of carbohydrate. Carbohydrate that give you quick energy and carbohydrate that give you sustained or a longer type of energy. Okay, so two types of carbohydrates we have. One is called oh, my marker is dead. Sorry about that. Simple carbohydrates or complex carbohydrates, okay? So simple carbohydrates are the ones that easily dissolve, okay, or easily you can take it. Complex carbohydrates are the ones that take longer time to break down into your body. Simple carbohydrates can be like sugar. You put a grain of sugar on your tongue. You put a candy. Longer complex carbohydrates are like pasta, potatoes that need to be broken down from complex form to simple form before your body can be absorbed. Okay? Now, bad carbohydrates. Oh, so carbohydrates, these are some of the good carbohydrates and bad carbohydrates that I have listed. Now, good carbohydrates, it says whole grain. Who knows what is whole grain? What is that?
Whole grain bread.
Whole grain bread.
Wheat.
Okay.
Whole grain wheat.
Whole grain wheat. Okay. So now any kind of bread is made out of wheat grain. Okay. So wheat grain has two parts. The top part is called as no, it's called as bran, and then the bottom part is called as the germ. So that if that separates, you have a part that is called endosperm. So that part is the one that makes the white bread. That's why people say white bread is not good to eat. You can substitute that. Yeah, it's delicious. Anything that is good for your tongue is not good for your body. That's why we say white flour, white bread, white potatoes are not good. Because white potatoes, but it means yellow potatoes. I'm going to say anything that is white or yellow in color. So you can rice, white rice,
Cheese.
say it again.
Eggs are yellow and they're good for you.
No, but that's not carbohydrate. Eggs are not carbohydrate. Eggs
How about
come
cheese?
under protein and fat.
Cheese.
Cheese? No. No, it's not. It says oatmeal. Anyone has eaten oatmeal in their lifetime? You don't like oatmeal? Oatmeal. Oatmeal is very good. Okay, oatmeal is a good carbohydrate that you can substitute. Green vegetables.
Ew.
Anyone loves green vegetables?
Yes! Except celery. I like
Bok choy.
See? Green vegetable, kiwi fruit.
Kiwi is not a vegetable.
It's a fruit. It's a fruit. Fruits, any kind of fruits. You see fruits up here on the picture? There are two eyes and a banana. So good carbohydrate. Now what are our bad carbohydrates? Are refined sugars. So all your French toast for breakfast that you eat, waffle with syrup on it, refined sugars, all of those are bad.
I love my egg and waffles, okay? I'm sorry.
Cereals, all your Fruit Loops, your
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
right, they are not fruit and they are very processed and they are one of the worst cereals that are in the market. Okay, Fruit Loops or any kind of sugary cereals that you use to eat for breakfast. Any kind of sodas, your Cokes, your Pepsis, your Mountain Dews, your Sprites, none of those are good because they all have added sugar. Any kind of fruit juices, okay, which is not directly made at home, like you take an orange and you squeeze it and you drink it, that's a different thing. But anything that is
Like lemonade?
you make it at home, that's if you don't add extra sugar in there, yeah.
What if you
But a little bit, but if you do it at home, but anything that is processed in a factory, buy it from Tropicana company, all those have added sugar. Anything that you buy, when you read the label, it will show you, it says something called as sugar, and at the bottom it says added sugar, then it will say sugar alcohol. So there are multiple things that people add. That alcohol is not the alcohol that people drink. Sugar alcohols are additives that they put to make the food preserve longer and it helps you taste better. How do you think orange juice that was squeezed about 2 years ago and it still remains fresh on a shelf in a store because they add preservatives, they add sugar alcohol, there are a lot of things that they add in it, okay? So any of those are not good. Candies and cookies, bad.
No, that was
Okay?
hard.
Cupcakes that we are gonna eat, not good. But we're gonna celebrate Abby and Sienna, so we're gonna give an excuse today. Okay, so those are your complex carbohydrate that you have to, yes.
It was a question. Below it says converts into.
Okay, this is not the part of that. The two types of carbohydrates are simple and complex. The carbohydrates get converted into something called as glycogen. Okay, we mentioned it last week in our lecture. This is how it is stored. It does.
Is honey okay?
Say again.
Is honey okay to eat?
Honey is good. Honey, as long as it is not processed. So carbohydrates, as I said, gets converted into glycogen and it gets stored in your liver. Now, last week we talked about an enzyme in our saliva that helps to break down food. Anyone remembers the name of that enzyme? Yes, Marcel.
Is it
Starts with an A. You know the answer? You raised your hand. Which? Starts with the A, I said. It was in last week's lecture.
I
Yes.
can't pronounce it, but it's like amylase.
Amylase. Very good. Somebody pays attention in my class.
I
Writes
do.
down the thing. You think you paid attention.
You didn't answer my question.
Yes.
Sorry.
Like where you said 2 types of
Carbohydrates? Yeah. Two types of carbohydrates are simple and complex and they get converted into glycogen to be stored in the liver. The enzyme in our saliva is called amylase that helps you break down. And what kind of digestion happens in the mouth first? Mechanical, not chemical. Mechanical starts in the mouth, and once it goes into the stomach is when you start having chemical digestion. Okay. And there was a question in your test as well. And when you have all these carbohydrates making energy, where do you think it goes and gets stored? In your cell. What is the storehouse of the cell that stores energy? Abby.
mitochondria.
That's right. See?
What does it say past? Is it part? Past?
Mitochondria is.
Wait, does that say past? Or
Which
part?
one?
Your first word for part of the cell?
Part.
Okay.
P-A-R-T. Sorry, excuse my handwriting. Part of the cell. Yes, Rihan.
You didn't answer my question.
Why does the things that taste bad, it tastes good, why is it not healthy for you? Because it has all the bad carbohydrates. These are not good for you. They give you something called as calories. Now, when we read, I don't know, but as adults, parents know there are foods that give us something called as glycemic index. That means it gives you, like if you eat a big bite of donut, you eat a donut, you have a sugary rush. You feel all this energy to do things, right? You feel a sudden rush of sugar in your body. But in 20 minutes, then you just feel tired and exhausted. That's called foods that are high in glycemic index and foods that are low in glycemic index. So foods that are low in glycemic index, when you eat that, you don't feel that sugary rush. You do not feel tired right after eating that. It gives you energy, but it gives you energy for a longer period of time. But things like you eat a donut, you eat sugary meals, like you had a big waffle, poured a lot of syrup on it and had that for breakfast. Sometimes people eat pancakes and syrup on it. Or French toast with syrup on it. Gives you a lot of energy just for that time. But by 10, 11 in the morning, you are already exhausted, you feel tired, your brain becomes foggy, you are not able to focus. That's why you should have a diet that is balanced, that should have all of them, not only carbohydrates. You should have carbohydrates, you should have fat, you should have protein, and you need to have vitamins and minerals that are needed for your body to function. Say again? That's right. Like oranges and everything. Now, going on to fats. Now, there are different types of fats also. Now, there are two different types of fats.
Big fat.
Okay? Big fat, small fat? No, that's not the answer. Wrong answer.
Big fat.
Two types of fats. Okay? Now, fats can be two types. One, have you heard the word called saturated fats?
Yes.
Saturated fats and unsaturated fats, okay? Now fats are made up of molecules, small molecules called fatty acids, okay?
Don't laugh. Oh my God, you okay? No, we don't laugh.
Okay? There are fatty acid molecules, Marcel, fatty acid molecules that come together and make fats, okay? Now there are two essential fatty acids. Has anyone heard the term omega-3? Omega-6, okay? No, those are fatty acids. Omega-3 and omega-6 are the most important fatty acids that your body needs. Now, body makes some of the fatty acids, but some you need to supplement from outside. And where do you think you get the omega-3 and omega-6 from? What kind of food?
Donuts.
Grease? No.
Pizza and donuts.
Meat.
Fish.
Fish. Fish is the highest source of omega-3, omega-6. Salmon, tuna, sardines, okay? All these fishes are high in omega-3 fatty acids.
The sheet music's falling down.
I know,
Wait,
the
no,
fatty
say it.
acids are falling down.
Say it again. Ooh, blue.
Alright, omega-3 and omega-6. Now, two types of fats I told you were saturated fats and unsaturated fats. So that's right here, okay? Sat fat, I'm gonna write sat. What do you think is the good one? Sat fat or unsat fat?
Sat fat.
Unsat.
Sat fat. My mom.
Unsat.
Sat
Sat.
Sat fat.
Okay, what does the other think?
Saturated.
Papa.
Saturated.
Somewhere.
Just
Just answer Papa. Go out and talk to Papa. Sat fat or unsat fat? What do you think? What happened? We'll talk to Papa later after the class. Sat fat and unsat fat. What do you think? Sat fat is good or unsat fat is good? Which fat is good?
Sat fat.
Moms, which one is good? Sat fat or unsat fat?
Unsat fat. Unsat fat.
Unsat fat?
Sat fat.
Sat fat?
Sat fat.
Unsat. Lorianne said unsat. What do you think, Cindy?
Unsat.
Unsat. Unsat.
Sat
The
fat.
answer is unsat fat.
Go.
Where do you find unsat fat? All the oils that your moms use to cook, olive oil,
Vegetable oil.
avocado oil,
Vegetable oil.
okay, mustard seed oil,
Coconut
not good. Sunflower oil, not good.
Coconut oil?
Canola oil, so which one?
Coconut.
Coconut oil is good, and to only to a certain extent. Like I grew up in eating all
What
foods
about
only made in coconut
vegetable
oil. That's what
oil?
my
Vegetable
mama.
That's what she just said.
Grapeseed oil.
Vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil. So those are different
It is
vegetable
not
oils,
virgin.
but vegetable oils are not good. Like canola oil, sunflower oils are not good. Yes.
My mom grew up in London, but she did a lot of sports when she was a kid. But when she was growing up, what she had for lunch, she would have like a sandwich with peanut butter and fluff. And you don't serious. It's like that terrible sugar low.
Yeah.
She would have peanut butter, fluff, and maybe syrup sometimes. And a sandwich all together all the time.
Wow. Like sunflower oil. My husband grew up in the part of India where they use only peanut oil.
And you know what that
Peanuts
means.
are sat fat. So those are peanut groundnut oil. So unsat fats are mostly found in good oils that we cook. Okay. And then sat fats are the ones that we find in foods that we eat that taste good to your tongue. Donuts, pizzas, the lots of cheese, the melted cheese on your lasagna. It tastes good to your mouth, but it's not good for your
Why
health.
do we always start with donuts and pizza?
Because those are the things that you like, okay? So there is a list of healthy fats. Healthy fats that we can eat, guys. Keep it together. Walnuts, okay? Walnuts are one of the best fat that you can have for your heart. It is heart healthy. Walnuts are good for your heart. It's good. It carries good fat for your heart. Okay? Yes.
What about like
Avocado is the best fat that you can eat. Okay? It's good for your heart. Yes.
I can't see it. It's too small.
I'm reading it for you. Peanut butter, okay? Ground flax seeds, dark chocolate, then soya beans, chia seeds, salmon, avocado, the fat in eggs. You know the eggs, we have the fat as well as protein. Eggs not only give proteins but also give fat. What part of the egg gives the fat, you think? The white or the yellow? Yellow part. So each part of egg, each yellow part of the egg gives cholesterol, okay? Cholesterol, so one egg gives you about 220 milligrams of cholesterol. That's too much than your daily requirement. Hence, when you eat eggs, they say if you're trying to eat eggs to get the protein, try not to eat the egg yolk too much. Maybe one egg yolk a day per person is good. Because what happens, cholesterol builds up. And what happens when cholesterol builds up? They block your arteries. Okay, we will talk about it when we come to the chapter of fat. Avocado is the best fat that you can eat. Sunflower seeds, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, all of those are good, healthy fats. The next nutrient that we're gonna, let's keep it together guys so we get finished quick. Next nutrient that we're going to talk about is protein, okay? Now similarly how fats are made out of fatty acids, proteins are made of amino acids.
Protein acids?
No, it's called amino acids. Now body makes some amino acids, but we need proteins. Proteins are something that is not naturally available for us in our body. We can store fat. Our carbohydrates get stored into liver as glycogen. Fats get stored in our body as well. But proteins, unless you're taking it from external, we don't get it. Okay, so you need to have a lot of protein in your diet. And what do you think the protein sources are in your diet?
Meat.
Which one?
Meat. Healthy food.
Healthy foods that is protein rich. You have your hemp seeds. I don't think anyone has eaten or eat hemp seeds, but your tuna, your peanuts, egg, the egg whites, okay? Chicken, lentils. Does anyone do lentil soup? Lentils at home? Best, highest source of proteins in there. Fishes like mackerels, sardines, salmon, tofu, chia seeds, eggs, pistachios, spinach. Those all are high protein rich foods. Lorianne, pay attention. Okay.
I'm trying to read the phone because I can't.
Okay. Protein is made of amino acids. And now the next one. So carbohydrates we talked about, fat we talked about, proteins we talked about, vitamins. Now there are different type of vitamins. Does anyone remember a vitamin that was made by our body that we learned as a part of digestive system?
Vitamin K.
Excellent. Vitamin K. Vitamin K was made by who in our body? By somebody. That's not friend. Pancreas. No, wasn't made by the pancreas.
Liver.
It was made by the colon.
Bacteria?
By the bacteria in the large colon. Okay, excellent, Miss Cindy. See, somebody pays attention in my class.
You said that was not colon.
You said colon? Oh, I didn't hear colon. I'm sorry. So, bacteria in your colon makes this vitamin called vitamin K. What does vitamin K help? If you get a cut,
Blocks it.
what
Blocks
does
it. It's like a cloth.
it make? Not the cloth.
No,
A
it's
clot.
like a cloth.
Blocks.
No, not a
It
clot.
helps you get.
Clot.
It gets
Clot.
it helps you get clean and white so it drags.
Clot. It makes a blood clot. Okay?
Oh.
Blood clot, not a clot. Blood clot. Okay? Vitamin K helps you. And where does the bacteria go when your colon is not healthy? There was an unwanted structure in your digestive system where the bacteria goes and hides. Oops. That's in the kidney. Okay, look through your nose. There was an unwanted structure that sits by the side of the colon. The appendix, right. That's where the bacteria go and sit. Now there are different types of vitamins that we need in our body. Okay, there are two types of vitamins. The first vitamin is called as fat-soluble vitamin. and then there is water-soluble vitamins.
H2O.
So what H2O is water. So water-soluble vitamins are vitamins that you take through your mouth, but it gets excreted out of your body. It doesn't stay in your body. But fat-soluble vitamins, if you take, it stays in your body if you have fat stores in your body, and it stays in your liver. Okay, so now what are those vitamins that are fat-soluble? Those are A, D, E, and K.
What about F?
Okay, and water-soluble ones are your vitamin B and your vitamin C. That's why when you take vitamin C, it just goes out in your pee. Okay, vitamin C or vitamin B. That's why we supplement those externally. Okay, vitamins. Now, what are the vitamin list? Now, what are the foods that are rich in vitamin A and vitamin B? Now, there are diseases that can happen to people without the vitamins that we have. What do you think vitamin A deficiency or lack of vitamin A can cause to your body? Something that's very important. You need to see. So vision is something that's very important, and one of the high sources of vitamin A is found in carrots. People who lack eating high amounts of vitamin A can have vision issues. Okay, so vitamin A, good source of vitamin A is carrots, butternut squash, sweet potatoes, cantaloupe, lettuce, broccoli. Those all are good sources of vitamin A. Vitamin B. Now, vitamin B, there are a lot of them. Now, there are different parts of Bs. There is B1, B2, B3, B6, all the way to B12. There are different vitamins, okay? So, you don't have to memorize all the B vitamins, but in general, all the B vitamins are found in fish, chicken, beef, liver, beans, oats, nuts, eggs, soy milk, spinach. All those have high amounts of B vitamins. Now, what do you think your C vitamins are in? Vitamin C, orange, anything that is citrus. So lemons, oranges, limes. Again? Tangerine. What? Ice cubes? Ice cream? No.
Strawberry.
She said anything that's orange.
Strawberry.
So one orange, people think just vitamin C is only found in oranges, but the highest amount of vitamin C is found in fruits like guava. If you eat one whole guava, it's equivalent to eating 8 oranges. Okay, so the highest amount of vitamin C is found in guava. Then strawberries, papayas, Brussels sprouts, kiwi. Okay, kiwi, strawberries, those are good sources of vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is good for what? Why do you need vitamin C in your body for? To move? No. To move where? No. Vitamin C helps you fight infection in your body. Okay, when you're sick, you see parents give you something called as Energen-C. You put that in the water, make you drink that. So vitamin C helps you fight infection. Okay. Now next is vitamin D. What do you think vitamin D? We talked about it during our skeletal class. No. Why do we need vitamin D? Vitamin D is needed along with calcium. Abby, vitamin D with calcium is needed for what? Do you know? To have strong bones. Akshada. Keep it quiet. We're trying to talk in the class here, right? So let's pay attention. Vitamin D is needed along with calcium to make strong bones. Okay, so where do you think we find a lot of vitamin D? Sunlight is the direct source of vitamin D. Okay, if you don't get out here in the United States, we don't get out too often. We sit in the car and we travel everywhere. We don't get daily exposure to vitamin D. So hence vitamin D levels are always low. So people either pop a pill or they take food that is rich in vitamin D. Okay? So salmon, your eggs, mushrooms, canned tuna, sardines, some cereals and some fruit juices do have some amount of vitamin D. The best is to get exposed to sunlight, if no, taking oral supplements of vitamin D. Next is minerals. Now we also need minerals. Anyone can give me an example of some minerals that we normally take in our body? I said one mineral now a few minutes ago. With vitamin D, we need some mineral to make our bones strong. What was that? Calcium. Calcium. What else? What is another mineral that you can think of? Iron. Iron is a mineral that we need to make our blood. Okay? If you have less amount of blood or hemoglobin, you need iron. Okay? I have low hemoglobin, so I take iron supplement. Yes.
Sodium as well?
Sodium is a mineral. Yes. Sodium is a mineral that you can find in what? Salt. Yes. Potassium is a mineral. Yes, that you can get from bananas. Banana is the highest source. Spinach is the highest source of mineral. Magnesium. Magnesium is another important one that you can get from whole grain cereals. You can get from legumes. Stop looking at it and tell it. So phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, chloride, calcium, sodium, iron, those all are important minerals. But all our food that we eat, we don't just pick and choose just one food, right? So that's why it's important that we have a balanced diet, right? You just cannot eat carbohydrates every single meal. You just cannot eat fat every single meal. You cannot just eat proteins. Sometimes fats are good, but fats is the one that gives taste to the food and it gives texture to the food. But you just cannot survive on fat, because if the body does not require too much fat, then what happens? It gets stored, like Miss Annie, it gets stored in the wrong areas and then you become fat. So, if you want to avoid that, you should be eating in moderation. Eat carbohydrates. A balanced diet should have carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Now, the government comes up with something called as a food pyramid. I don't know if you have this, but we had this on our refrigerator for a long time until my husband got rid of it. The plate planning. So every meal that you eat, it says 40% of your meal should consist of bread, pasta, cereal. Means carbohydrate should only be 40% of your meal. If you have a plate that you eat, hold your thought, Priya. If you're eating lunch, dinner, breakfast, 40% only should be carbohydrates. 35% should be fruits and vegetables that give you all your necessary vitamins, that give you all the necessary minerals. You should include water, okay? Along with all this, water is important. Only 20% should be your meat, your fish, your eggs, your sardines, because that is giving you proteins. And the last 5% that you don't need is, that you can eliminate or keep it low, is your sugars, your oils, and all the sweets that you try. You can do dessert, but having more dessert on your plate, but less carbohydrate, less protein, and less fat will not give you a healthy body. You need to make sure, see, 40 plus 35 is 75, plus 20 is 95, plus 5 is 100. So out of your 100% plate, 40% should be carbs, 35% should be fruits and vegetables, giving you the vitamins and minerals, and your fats and your protein should only be 20%. So you should have more servings. So in a day, you should have 3 to 5 servings of vegetables and fruits. You should have 1 to 2 servings of carbohydrates. And fats also should be only 1 or 2 servings. And try to sweets only maybe a tiny bit. So you eating 2 Ferrero Rocher is more than the 5% on your plate. Okay? So that is a little thing about our health and nutrition chapter. Before I finish, let's go over the test.
Just finish.
So the first question was yellow bone marrow function was to store fat. So if you have not got it right, it's the opposite answer. Okay, so if I have marked a little black dot next to the question, that means the answer was wrong. Okay. Shock absorber at the end of your bone, the answer was cartilage. Smallest bone in the bone in your body was is the ear one, correct? Not the patella. Okay. Example of a ball and socket joint was your shoulder. What is another example other than the shoulder? Yes. No, not your
Pelvis
pelvis.
crescent.
Hip
Pelvis
joint.
crescent.
Okay. Supportive structure that connects a muscle to a bone was a tendon. Okay. Muscle to muscle is what? Anyone knows what a muscle to muscle is? Fascia. Muscle to muscle is fascia. Largest muscle in the body was our gluteus maximus. Strands of protein inside the muscle fiber was myofibril. Muscles make up 40% of your body. How many true ribs we had? We had 7. 5 false ones and 2 floating ones. Great job, Simka. Strongest muscle in the body we talked about is the muscle that we use to chew. That's called the masseter. The main powerhouse of our cell is mitochondria. Anatomy is the study of the body parts. Physiology is studying the function of the body parts. And Gallen, the researcher, what did he use? Why was his patients getting better? Because, correct, he was using clean rags and rags that was soaked in alcohol. Yes.
So you said the strongest muscle in the body was the masseter?
No. The strongest muscle is the masseter. The largest muscle is the gluteus. I put it wrong there?
Acid.
No, I put
Oh, sorry. If I did put it wrong, I'm sorry. Which one was that? Oh. Strongest muscle is not true. It's masseter. This one is right. Gluteus maximus, this one was right. So just take 1 point off. So 20. Thank you. Robert Hooke, when he looked through the microscope, the little quartz that was called as cell, outer layer of the bone was called periosteum. Mineral that makes your bone stronger was calcium. Total number of bones was 206. Total length of the small intestine was 20 feet. The type of digestion that begins in your mouth is called mechanical. The one that begins in your stomach and your colon is called chemical. Muscle that line the small intestine is called smooth muscle. And nutrients absorbed from the body that gets stored, it gets stored in your liver. Gets stored in your liver. The organelle that makes copies of the cell, and it's called the mother. This was the first lecture. Mother of the cell city is the centrioles, and urinary system has 2 kidneys, 2 ureters, and 1 urethra. Okay?